So if you're just joining us, tell us your name and where you're joining us from. I had a long day yesterday. Yesterday was miracle service, so I finished really late before I had to fight sleep. Koinonia ended by 10, and that was it. So this week we're not going to wasting time for people going to work and everything. So we'll go straight into why we are here. So send the link out to your friends and everything for them to join. We just have only one person here, and that is Timmy. So having said that, we're going to thank you very much, Timmy. I already know where you're coming from. Let's get straight to it. So February has been a very great week. You get one this week, and then the next week you will not get any. So it's only because we trade the same pair, right? So you don't have to be running from pillar to post looking for setups because you are all in one place. You are looking for the same thing every week. Nothing is changed. So the only thing we do is once we come, we now want to look for them. Once it's not there, it's not there. We don't go around stressing ourselves trying to look for setups when there's no setups and stuff like that. So once you've conquered that, that's when you now say, okay, I've done my path. Any other thing where I don't see, you know, concern me for you. So let's start with USD card. So let me still give people more time to join before we get this started. All right. So let's go. So if you recall last week, I talked about from here how this guy has tapped here and is going to here. But key levels are key levels. You can't remove anything from them. Key levels are key levels. They must react. They must react. Whether you like it or not, they must react. So what have happened here will show you that all these key levels that have reacted and all is going to drop at least a bit, before the main dump. Is going to drop once it gets to this key level. So now what are we looking out for this week on USD CAD? Obviously, it's already bullish, but now this area is dropping from this point because is at a supply or supply or resistance level. So it's meant to drop a bit to this point and then continue. So what am I looking out for? Yeah, I want this guy to continue buying, but that does not negate the fact that this guy is already selling. So don't be carried away by your bias and refuse to pay attention to what the price is currently doing. Don't be carried away by your bias and forget to look at what the price is currently doing. These are things that you don't just wake up and then take decisions into your hands and do. Good morning, Benny Martins. I'm saying this name for the first time. So you don't just wake up and do some things from the market like that. So having said that, we're now waiting for, what are you now waiting for? Is it that, remember we said, once you're looking for a buy or a sell or whatever like that, you must get 2 breaks. Let's remove this. We're done with this already. With this one too. Good. So now you have higher break of structure here and a break of structure here. This one is not even clearly broken. It's not clearly broken, but then it's a break of structure. Yes, a break of structure. So 1, 2. So first off, this one has been taken out. So the place that market price will take out now, you call that your bullish or bearish, is when price takes out this low. So for the fact this low is still here, it means that this guy is obviously still bullish, probably trying to buy from this other block. That's it. So what are we looking out for? We're looking for this guy to drop to this place, and then we continue. We'll now look for sell. The sell that is going to sell from all those places. For starters, this trend like has been broken already. So if this guy continues to break this one, then we're going to dump to this place. But if not, you're just looking for liquidity, which all these things would be to buy from here and then continue going up. That is what I'm looking for USD CAD. Is either it breaks this low and then we sell to this place, or price I already gathered liquidity with all this thing that happened here, break of structure, all these things here, liquidity, and then this is the POI, which the price can now buy from and continue going to the upside. So there is no entry, it's just bias. It's just bias. So people that are not on this call will not understand when I drop this thing, but then it's fine. I'll still do it like this. From this point, price can go to this second one because this one has been tested. Though it has not been broken with any body break. Remember, this line has not been broken with any body break. It's just normal wicks rejecting from them. So, but then if this guy now breaks below this region, if he breaks below this region, then it's going to boom, break here with body and then comes back, and then we are coming back to this place. So this is what this week is going to look like on USD CAD. It's already buying, which means if it continues that way, takes out this one, we are back to bullish structure. Remember, it is currently in a 4-hour resistance zone. So you cannot just come and take it out like that. You can't just come and take it out like that. That is how the price should react. You can't just come and take it out like that. But then, peradventure it does, continue looking for buys up to these levels. So that is what I'll be doing today for this week for USD card. USD card. Your own is just to look at your chart and mark out the and put alarm where alarm is necessary, and then wait for price to come to you. That's it. No, no, no big deal. It's just simple as that. So the second one we're looking for this week is USD card. Bias. The second one for this week is GBP USD. GBP USD had been bearish all through last week. Like it's no longer a new thing. It's not new. USD GBP has been bearish. So what we're looking for now is where is the guy headed? And as you can see, he's rejecting currently from this other block here. The point is now is, are we going to just wait for it and look for buys, or is this rejection leading to another major sell? That is what you're going to ask yourself. Now, look at what price created here. Created a whole lot of sell side liquidity here that can be taken out. But then there's still a lot of downside that has not been covered. All these places has not been covered. So now, remember last week when price was somewhere around here, and I said that price is rejecting from this guy that is going to do this, going to do that. Once price breaks here, comes back, we'll buy and whatever to this place. Price just gave us a little bit and then sold from this breaker again. So now I'll say that thing again. Price has broken this small resistance, and that break was with body. So now we're going to looking for a buy up onto this point and this point, because price can decide to sell from here or use as liquidity and then sell from this breaker. But for me, I'm much interested in the sell than the buy, because price is already bearish. Price is already bearish, though not clearly bearish. It's bearish from the internal structure. Externally, it's not bearish yet. Externally, this is a break of structure. This is a break of structure up, and then this is the first drop. This one not even take out this high. It took it out. So this one is the first break. Second break should be this place that formed the break of structure. So once this place has been taken out, I can now say that this guy is now good, is now clearly bullish structurally. But for now, the bearishness is just internally, meaning the place we're going to look for entry, that's when that is bearish. But internally, externally is still bullish. So let's go to 1 hour time frame where we can take our entries from. So from this place now, you can see that there is market structure shift. It tapped here, went up, came back again, and broke. So this thing is called market structure shift, MSS. So from this place, and that's why then you start looking for your break of structure, your liquidity, your POI. From that place, price broke up and it broke this one again. So this double break of structure has given you a valid POI, a valid confluence for you to start looking for your valid buys. So this first break is called MSS. I'm not doing the mentorship, but then let's just do it. It's called MSS, market structure shift, or it's called change of character. Once price goes, this guy is bearish from here, but this breaks showing you that buyers are coming in. So that's already there. So now this is a break of structure. This is liquidity. What is the closest POI here? Go down to 30 minutes to see a better one. There are two POIs here. Two. There is one breaker block here. But if you're my student, you know that this one is already gone on arrival because of what? It has been mitigated already. So this one is no longer there. So what we're looking out for here is from this guy. So apparently, we're looking for price to come back to this guy. Price should come back to this guy, and then the buy continues. So this is my only trade for GBP USD this week. So this one has already been broken. So we're now looking for another key levels to this side, either from this breaker or from this other block. But for me to be realistic with my target, I'll put my target to be on the breaker block, which means here is 3R, of course 3.6, so that's descent. So 3.6R is descent for us to take. You see how I came to this setup. I didn't just come and then take it. No, we built it from the dailies to the hourly and how the markets change price, and then we got entry. That is how it should be. You don't just come and jump into a trade and hope that it will buy. No, this is 2026. You don't trade with hopes. You trade with a system. Whether it's a loss trade or a win trade is better because you have a system that backs them up. So that is what we're going to be trading on GBP USD for this week. Yeah, the first TP is this, and the second TP is 1:5, which is here. So being realistic with your target is also a thing that we should not take lightly. Being realistic with your target is not something we should take lightly. So having said that, I'm dropping this now to the Telegram channel. That's for GBP USD. GBP USD. So the next one is GBP NZD. So GBP NZD. We have 5 people here and only 2 people has already liked the video. As you're here, kindly just drop down and like the video and continue watching. That way it will give out this content to people that really needs it. The more you're liking, the more the reach is increasing. Kindly do that. Thank you. So we've been buying this guy since 2nd of February. That's why I don't like swing trading. Since 2nd of February, and we have not gotten we got our 3 days reward last week though, which is here, but we're not gotten our 4 till now. So what you're asking, should we continue selling or is something changing? Nothing is changing. Some pairs are just like that, and GBP NZD is that pair that will take its time before doing anything. So now the problem is, should we continue selling? Because last week we sold twice, and then last 2 weeks we sold twice. No, this one is last week. Last week is once. Last 2 weeks was twice, and then last 3 weeks, that was when the month started. So let's just see, go straight to 1 hour and know if we get our entry from anywhere. Remember, once price breaks any of this one, we're out, and it just did that here. I don't know if this is a sweep. It's a sweep, but what do I call it now? I can't just enter like that, because normally this is a break to these downsides. From here now, some people want to sell from here. People want to sell from here, and now they've been taken out by this sweep. So what do we do? Let me go down to 30 minutes. That is clearer. Anyway, this is what I'll do. From this QM, we'll buy. Sorry, we'll sell. So if you're here on live, you can sell this guy, but your stop loss. No, he's not ready to sell. Let me put it well. Here. So put it somewhere here. Boom. Your stop loss will be here. So we're going with the overall one again. 1:3 is here. That is the last low that the price did before going up. And then overall it should be 5R. Yes, that's correct. 5.5. So this is our entry for this week. Why is that? Price is already bearish. Price is already bearish from this angle. And now it reconnects and took out all these buyers. Sorry, all these early sellers have been taken out. If you remember, I told you about sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity. All this liquidity here, all these things here, they have been all taken out by this move that happened. So now we've taken out sell side, and sell side have taken out buy side. So now we're trying to come down again to the downside. So that is just price action for you. So our own is to do what the price says and then risk appropriately, and then allow the market to do its thing. So now I've done my own. Let's now wait for price to complete. So this is what we'll have for GBP NZD. If we take this loss, we are okay because 1, 2, 3, 4. We've gotten 3R here, 3R here, 3R here, and then 3R here. So if we lost one, we are good. But this week, I'm taking every of my trades. Once they meet my plan, I'm taking them. It is better I take my trades that meet my plan than to jump in someone's trade that I don't know what the person saw. It's just because I'm trading the person or with vibes. Like I said, you shouldn't be trading with vibes in 2026. So GBP NZD sell bias. So the fourth one we have now is USD JPY. So if you recall, Donald Trump wanted to make a deal that will affect JPYs. And that last week, JPYs went from bearish to immediately being bullish. This is what fundamentals does to you when you just trade blindly without fundamentals. So immediately, remember, we were selling all through last 2 weeks. We were selling this guy, and then price came here. But then you can see that even though that the news helped you, I have someone that bought this guy from this point all through this placing. Zilla made almost $30,000 from this trade, risking ordinary 700 or 900. So when a news happens, it helps you, because you can't just say that this news happened out of nowhere. Yes, it happened out of nowhere, but at that time that it happened, price is already at a demand zone here. So do you just think that price can just come here and break it out? Yes, it's possible. But then that news now helped. The news helped, and then USD JPY changed to bullish and started buying. So what you ask yourself is now, technically, are we still good to buy, or something has changed? Technically, are you still good to buy, or something have changed? Now go down to your 1 hour time frame where you can now buy from. Ask yourself, what am I seeing here? You cannot say that this thing is bearish or whatever. Remember, after the sellers has been taken out, the buyers will come. They've taken out everybody here. This is called, like I've told you this in the other time on the live, this is the sellers taking out all the buyers that happened here. And now the buyers are in play. They want to start taking out all the sellers one by one. And before that happened, so that this place, there was a range. A range is where there's equal highs, equal lows, and whatever. It happened here, and finally they broke out. So now this breaking out now is going to take out all these ones, everything that happened here back to this place. So now how do we trade this guy back to the up. It's simple. Look for a break of structure, look for a liquidity, and then your POI. Now we've taken out from this place. So we've seen a decent liquidity lining up from this place. Decent from this place. So where I'm looking to buy from without doubt would be from this first POI. Is either this POI or this breaker, they are the same. But I'll better use this one. You know why? Because this one will give me space and time for me to wait for this guy to do everything he wants to do. Remember, JPY pairs don't really like all these liquidity, whatever. It only just once it taps, it's gone. Once it taps, it's gone. Once it taps, it's gone. But it's better we miss it than chase it. It's better we miss it than chase it. So I'm okay. I'm seated here waiting. Why am I seated here? Because this is the only place that have a good decent order block. These ones are liquidity. These are several break of structures that happened. So it is meant to come back to this place, tap, and then we move. But if it didn't, we are good. So the stop loss regions will be to this place. This is me being generous. Very, very generous. Because I don't want it to take us out and then go our way. So the first place I'm going to place my take profit is the first high, which is this place. 1:3. I keep saying it. It is very good to have 1:100, but it's very unrealistic not to meet them in a whole month. You will not see 1:100. But 1:3, you are seeing it every week. Why not take those ones little by little? So after that one, our next stop is now this place. That's why I cannot see 1:10, 1:9, whatever. So I'm going to drop it like this. Yeah, I'm going to drop it like this. So if price comes here, for the 5 of you or the 6 of you that are here, if price comes here, we have, okay, I'll say this one last. I'll say it last to close. I'll say it to close. There are confirmation entries that you use. I'll say this one when I'm done with this, everything. So I'm sending this one out now. USDJPY by bias. So the last one for the week, we have only 5 pairs in our watch list, and that is fine. Only 5, and that is fine. So last week we didn't see anything on this guy. Yeah, we saw one. Yeah, we saw one. This sell. So obviously it's still selling. It's still selling. Selling till this point, but it's now reacting from this guy, from these people. But then I don't really care. My own is to look for what I'm seeing and then capitalize on that and make money. The idea is to make money, not to be correct. The idea is to make money, not just to be correct. So this is not clear. You see how clear this one is? Liquidity, POI, and go. This is not clear. Because if I was saying this is liquidity and then from this POI, this other block is not clean. It's not clean. Price have come back, tapped in, pass. It's not clean. I'm looking for a clean one, and the clean one I saw is this. This is the clean other block I'm seeing. Even that clean self, even tap on for here. No more. So let's just wait for price to come to this place. If when price comes here, I'll talk about confirmations now. That's what you can use. Talk about confirmations now. So 1:4, 1:5. Yeah. So this is it. So this is the last for the week. So apparently we got trades in every of the pairs. That's good. You guys are lucky this week. You guys are lucky. This is GBP card. GBP card by. You guys are lucky this week. So we have GBP card, we have USD card, sorry, USD JPY, we have GBP NZD, we have GBP USD, and we have, what did I send for USD card? What is this? Ha. What I sent for USD card? What is this? It wasn't like that on the chart that I sent. Anyway, that's it. That's it. Let's go to things that you do on confirmations, right? After this, and I'll tell you the news you have for the week, and then that's it. I don't know why that is not show. I don't know why I did not show the way I sent it. It didn't. Let me copy it again and paste again. This one is okay. So in your everybody's going down. I even like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. People should go down more. You guys should go down more. Let me add the news you have for the week. Economic calendar. So anytime I tell you that we're expecting a buy from a particular region or something, for example, because these ones have entries already, yes, we're expecting a buy from, example, from here, right? I need you to do something for me. Just one, not two, just one. The only thing you should do for me is once set your alarm, first off, at the entry region is 1.3419. Set your what? Set your alarm at that POI. That is the first thing. That is the first thing. Like, that is the first thing anybody should do. Set your alarm. The second thing is, once price gets to your confirmation, don't just rush and enter. Don't just rush as if you're missing a flight. You're not missing anything, bro. Sis, you're not missing anything. Once price gets there, then you now ask yourself, which of these confirmations is this guy using? Which of them is it trying to use? Like, I've showed you only one confirmation, that is candlestick patterns, morning star, evening star, and whatnot. Right. So if the price is BOI, what you do if you're on 1 hour, like we were in 1 hour now, you go to lower time frames, 2 time frame below or three, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, or 30 minutes, 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes are the places you are looking to get what you want. Those are the time frames you want to get those entries. What does it do for you? It increases your risk to the reward and reduces your risk. For example, now this trade we have 1:3.5. But if I see that confirmation in 5 minutes, I can be getting 1:5, 1:6, 1:7. If I even leave it to this point, it's 1:10. I've tripled my risk to the reward just because of I waited for confirmation. I'm not going to tell you confirmation entries and whatever. No, this is not a mentorship, like I said. But
But using that, I'll call them out for you. I'm not going to type them. I'll call them out. So you use them as confirm as entries to increase your win rate, because if Friday comes here and takes your SL out, you are gone. But if you're waiting for confirmation, you wait for it to reject before you start buying. So there are so many ways to enter off a lower time frame. Many, I've told you, an example, morning star, evening star, I've told you that one already. From a POI of key level. So one, you need to go through all your entry models and pick what makes sense to you. So now, if price comes to this POI and your entry levels are, you have breakout model, you have change in state of delivery, like change of character. I already showed you that in the other pair, MSS and whatnot. You have market structure shift, you have morning star, evening star. I've told you this one already. So the list goes on. So just pick what works for you. I've done the backtesting of that morning star, evening star, and you guys saw how our win rate was crazy. The least we are doing there was 1:19, just by doing morning star, evening star. So the only thing is, if you have your time, just go to your what is it called? Your trading view. If you're using a laptop, right, click on the entry, you can see the time, you can see add alert, and then boom. Once you add that, it's already there. You can make it to be, this is on what? Expect on Wednesday, no. Better, oh, what? Okay, expiry on March 25. Is that not far? Okay. Is it there already? Yes, it's there. You can see now the time is already there. So once price comes to this place now, whether I'm on my phone, I'm not on my phone, whether I'm on my laptop, whether there's, once I have network on my phone, it will trigger. Once I'm here, it will show me that I'm here. And then from there, I'll take my trade and go. Simple. That was it. That was it. So next thing is talking about the news you have for the week. Though this I'm saying is just make it just be, because most of you don't really pay attention to the news. Most of you don't pay attention to news. You just trade and want to make money. And I have a student last week that just bought gold, and then news happened, gold dumped, his account empty. And he said, I don't know that news happened. Why are you saying that? Why are you trading without the knowledge of the market you are working in? People, there was council election yesterday in the city of Abuja, and Wike had to put curfew on Friday night. Will you say that you are driving your car, you're going to the east from Abuja yesterday, and you on Saturday, you say that you did not know that we gave book of that they should allow you to pass? Nobody will allow you to pass. Ignorance does not mean that, oh, you don't know that the book of you, why now pass? Nobody will allow you to pass. So stop trading as if it's not a real life. It's a real life. Stop attacking it as if it's not a real life. So the news that makes sense to me this week is, on Monday we have Euro news. I don't have any Euro whatever on my watch list, so I'm not pleased. I'm not bothered. So today I don't have any news on my own. On Tuesday there is ADP change. This one, it's just there. On Wednesday, nothing serious. It's just Euro again. Then on Thursday, there's initial job claims, and this one is good. 2:30 on Thursday, and on Friday, nothing for USD. Let me be sure. PPMI, I beg. PPMI on USD. So that was it. So we're ending this month strong. We're ending this month strong on Friday. We're ending this month strong. Just follow your rules. Don't risk too much. Don't over leverage your account. You're not trading to prove a point. You're trading to have a better life. That is what you should do. Have your risk same. Have your journals. Have your entry criteria on your laptop, on your workstation, anywhere you are. Keep it on your face so that once that thing that is in your head telling you to go and over risk 10%, risk 100%, tell the person, tell that spirit that I have a journal, I have a list I'll follow. I follow them to the last, I will not face. So thank you very much for joining. If you have any question, you can drop it. We have 5 minutes to leave, but I'm not sure there's any question because everything I explained here was self-explanatory. So I'll be allowing you guys to go and then have a lovely week ahead. I'll leave 2 minutes more. If you have any question, you can ask. And if you got value from everything we talked today, everything I've talked about today, drop value on the chat for me, and then enjoy your week and have a prosperous one at that.